What is up, everyone?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome back to our vlog channel. Today we're starting the vlog from our little walk.
Yep, just gone on a walk through our estate.
Yep.
And we're going to be answering your questions today.
Yeah, we've got a very interesting vlog because we're going to be answering quite a lot of different questions about different things. First thing is questions about veganism.
Yeah, well the questions about veganism we'll probably wait till we get off our walk because there's a lot.
There is a lot, yeah. You guys have sent in a lot on Instagram. And then we're also going to be answering questions about the van life.
Well, we will just address that now because I saw a few questions about van. If we're going to do it, we'll do it in the winter.
Yeah.
We've decided.
I think it's a very big project to take on, to be honest. And doing it in the summer, and even, well, now the weather's getting a bit colder, so I feel like it's a little bit more appropriate to do. Because it's quite a strenuous project, isn't it?
I like doing projects in the winter, and I think it would be a good winter project. So if we're going to do it in the next few months, I think is when we would probably do it. Yeah.
We actually also have some exciting news. We've recently made a joint Instagram.
Yeah, well, we kind of didn't make it. We kind of stole it off Sky, to be
honest. Yeah, kind of, just a little bit. I don't think she minds though.
No, we hadn't posted a picture of Sky since February-ish.
Yeah, it was a long time. We initially made the Instagram thinking that it would be like a nice place to take like really high quality photos of Sky, our cat, and it kind of just took a back seat, didn't it? We never really posted that often on it.
Yeah, and then the truth is at home on the computer I have thousands of photos that I've never even looked through of our travels. Like, we take thousands of photos on each like place we go. Yeah. And honestly, the ones you've seen on Instagram are like, we've just had a couple of minutes and we've picked one or two out. There's loads. I haven't even seen them.
There is so many.
You know, we're going to post those there. It's kind of going to be like maybe a travel Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll see.
We'll see as we go, really. Yeah. But it's called Roxi and Matt if you guys want to give it a follow. Same as this channel, basically.
Also, we have a new camera setup.
My arm is dying from holding that.
I know we literally had the Canon R5 3 weeks ago. No, 2 months ago, but we filmed 3 vlogs on it. The Switzerland vlogs look amazing.
They do look good.
I don't know, we're trying out the Sony A7S III today, so let us know how it looks.
Yeah, let us know the stabilization, colours, quality, do you prefer it to the Switzerland vlogs? Because
there was that one clip from Switzerland when we were walking, and it was kind of like this. We were walking and we were out of breath. Yeah. And it was so shaky.
And also the exposure, it had auto exposure, but it just wouldn't change quick enough.
I put the ISO in auto, so it would correct how it looks automatically, whether it's light or dark. And some clips were just overexposed, too bright. Yeah. I wasn't happy with it overall.
Yeah, so we're trying out this, so let us know. Alright guys, so we're back home now. We just decided to set you up on a tripod so we can kind of talk to you guys about veganism and the different questions you guys have sent in.
Yeah, so I think firstly, before we jump into the questions, maybe we should just say what a vegan is.
Yeah, there was quite a few questions that didn't really know.
And like how it differs to a vegetarian. So first of all, a vegan, veganism is not a diet. It's not what you eat, it's an ethical stance, an ethical position. It means you're going to reduce the amount of suffering on animals as much as practically possible, and you might do that by avoiding and not buying certain products.
Like leather, milk, dairy, well, milk is dairy, meat, all that kinds of stuff.
Eggs, honey. So any animal products, basically.
Yeah, you just all byproduct of animals too.
Yeah, so you just avoid those, and that's what vegan is. Vegans aren't perfect. You can't eliminate all the suffering in the world, but you can
if you step on an ant, it's not your fault, it's an accident, but you can prevent buying meat and eating it.
There's going to be crop deaths, but guess what? Animals eat crops, so to eat an animal, you need to eat an animal that's ate crops, that has crop deaths, so you can never eliminate all suffering, and nobody is perfect.
Yeah, but you try your best.
You can do your best.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're against animal cruelty, you should then also align your morals with that. So if you're against animal cruelty, you should probably be vegan.
But we'll get into that because it isn't as simple as that.
Yeah.
It isn't as simple, but we will get into that in a bit.
Yeah. So the difference between a vegan and a vegetarian is that vegans literally eliminate all animal products, whereas vegetarians still consume
Well, just eliminate meat.
Yeah, just meat.
Vegetarians just eliminate meat.
Yeah.
Oh, and fish.
And fish, yeah. We're actually really happy with the questions you guys have sent in. We said in the stories on my Instagram that no questions were off limits. You guys can ask whatever, and no question is a silly question. So there was a lot of questions.
I was surprised because most of the questions were like, they were good. They were like, oh, how do you get an alternative for this product? They weren't the questions you'd get a few years ago, like, where do you get your protein from? Or do you know soy causes rainforest destruction?
There was a few.
There was maybe one or two, but I think that's mostly because people have woken up. You know, there's been studies published by Oxford, the 2018 study that said going vegan, eating a plant-based diet is the single biggest way to reduce your impact on the environment. And we now know that most of the soy imported in the country is fed to livestock and only a tiny amount is for human consumption.
Yeah, I feel like also recently watching the David Attenborough documentary has definitely opened up a lot of people's eyes too.
Yeah, I mean, people now, they've got people to listen to. You've got David Attenborough, Lewis Hamilton, Joaquin Phoenix, you know, they're all saying, you know, go plant-based, and I think people are relating to them.
And research in documentaries like The Game Changers has definitely demonstrated the impact of, you know, reducing your meat consumption and how, you know, athletes can be at the top of their game even without meat.
I mean, I just mentioned Lewis Hamilton, you know, probably, I'm biased, the best racing driver in the world at this time is vegan. And, you know, I think that's a good documentary. You should watch The Game Changers because it just proves that you can thrive on a vegan diet.
Definitely.
But let's get into the questions. Right, we're avoiding the top two because they're our friends and they're stupid questions.
Okay, so the first one, the real first one is, why did you become vegan?
Okay. I also want to tie that in with another question is, who was vegan first?
Oh yeah, okay.
Who was vegan first?
You.
Okay, but we were vegetarian at the same time.
Yeah, we went vegetarian at the same time. It was like a weekend challenge. We spoke about this briefly in other videos on our channel. It was actually because your sister and her boyfriend went vegetarian and then also vegan, and they were always like, oh, you guys should stop eating meat. They were like teasing us about it when we'd go out for like a meal.
And I was the type of person years ago to say, but what about bacon though, and stuff like that.
We were the biggest meat eaters,
when they went vegetarian, someone I knew went vegetarian, I was very open-minded. We were both very open-minded and we were asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, and we weren't just like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
We'd just ask questions and then, we kind of went from there.
It's important to stay open-minded.
For sure.
But why did we? Basically, we looked into what happens in the meat industry. And to me, I called myself an animal lover and I ate meat just like you guys. And I was an animal lover. You know, that was normal to me. I didn't question where my meat came from.
Yeah.
I didn't question how it got onto my plate. And when someone I knew went vegetarian, I did ask those questions, and it wasn't acceptable to me.
Yeah, I think it's normal for everyone to sort of know it in the back of their minds, like, you know, you're consuming meat that was an animal once, that was alive and wanted to live, but you just kind of put those thoughts to the back, you kind of repress them, and you don't want to know. You don't want to know what happens to them.
It sounds silly, but I used to just think that animals just existed and that meat was just on my plate because they died.
Yeah, I used to think that too. I used to think that they just died naturally at an old age and then we had them.
But when I realised that we breed 70 billion animals a year in horrific conditions just to kill them and eat them.
It's horrible.
To me, I was like, no, I'm not taking part in that anymore. And we stopped.
And I think it's easy to then say, oh, but I like the taste of meat. What's going to change just two people going vegan? Like, it's not going to make that big of an impact, but it actually really does.
Over our lifetime, both of us will save about 14,000 animals.
That's crazy.
Between us both.
That's actually crazy.
And you shouldn't ever base your decisions on what other people do.
Yeah.
That's a silly way of looking at life.
Yeah. You can't base your morals on like, oh, but this person's doing it. It's like, no, because it is wrong. You don't want to be doing something that's wrong just because someone else is. To
tie that into another question, do we judge meat eaters? No, because simply you just haven't made the connection, or you don't have all the information like we.
Yeah, like just like we didn't.
Like, we ate meat, we weren't asking the questions, we didn't know everything.
Yeah.
But I think once you know and you don't agree with it, I think maybe you should change. If you don't agree with it, you should change. The next questions, we're going to tie it together because I like these questions.
Yeah.
So, first one was, do you ever crave... Can you read the rest of the question?
Yeah. Do you ever crave omelettes or any egg?
Yeah, and when I do, I make it.
Yeah, there's a vegan option for everything, guys.
There's a vegan option. Next,
do you miss chocolate? Not really.
I miss cardboard.
There's actually a vegan Galaxy chocolate, guys. I feel like people don't know about this yet.
This is hella expensive, but
it is.
That's not so bad.
This one's expensive, but that's only just because it's just come out on the market and there's not enough demand for it. And once enough people buy it, it will go down to the price of a regular Galaxy bar. Yeah. And then this one is like, what, £1 something?
No, I think that's £2, so they're still pricey.
Yeah.
The chocolate is pricey.
But Tesco do their free from.
Okay, so there are cheaper alternatives.
There are cheaper alternatives, yeah. Do you ever want a pie?
Funny you say that. I feel like having a pie right now. This is a chicken and mushroom pie. Yeah. I actually prefer the pucker steak and mince. Is it steak and mince? Something like that.
Something like that.
So yeah.
Or vegan.
I do crave a pie.
And when you crave it, you get one.
I eat it.
Okay, do you miss cheese? My friend cannot be vegan because she loves cheese.
Well, I mean, I haven't tried that cheese. This is my favourite cheese, Applewood vegan cheese.
Applewood vegan. Oh my god, it's so good.
We're going to be trying this soon because
So excited
this
for
looks
that.
good. My favourite grated cheese is Via Life.
Yep.
It's got to be the, oh, this isn't it, but the extra mature.
Yep. And then there's also, for like the super cheese lovers out there, there's also these weird ones like vegan blue cheese. I never liked blue cheese. And then there's also the vegan melted mature cheese. Yeah. There's so many different brands of vegan cheese. You just got to try them all and just figure out which one's your favourite.
I think the important thing is when you try a vegan alternative, don't get put off if you don't like it. There's so many options and there's so many different cheeses, but I would recommend Applewood's.
Oh god, that one's so good. You guys will not regret it.
Yeah.
Oreo is not vegan. It contains cream made of milk.
No.
No.
No, vegan, Oreos are vegan.
Yeah.
And
I think some are, like the other flavours, like the birthday cake, they contain milk, but the original flavour is actually vegan.
Original Oreos are vegan, and when they're on offer, they're 39p. I had to pay £1 for these today. Not happy.
And then, do you ever miss milk?
Yeah. And when I do, I drink it.
It's the same story. Okay, so we've tried all the different milks. We've tried almond milk, coconut milk, and oat milk is the best by far. This brand is amazing.
Oatly, oat milk, barista edition, the grey one.
It's so creamy.
Now,
you can have it with cereal, hot chocolate, coffee, tea, anything.
This is 1 litre and it's £1.80. A normal litre of milk is about 80p.
Yeah.
So this is twice the price, but you can get soy milk for 90p. So there are always like-for-like alternatives that are the same price.
And there are also oat milks that are cheaper than this. This is just our favourite brand.
Yeah, so you can decide, like you can decide if you want, just like you can decide if you want premium goat's milk and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you haven't tried a milk or you've been put off them, try this one. It is the creamiest one.
It's so good. Next question is, can you have mayonnaise?
We've got it again.
We can't have real mayonnaise, but we can have the vegan one, which actually Hellmann's have just come out maybe a year or so ago with the vegan version.
The Hellmann's mayo, it's okay, but the best one for me is the Leon.
Oh, so good.
Garlic aioli. You can get that in Sainsbury's.
Amazing.
This is very good.
Yeah. So yeah, you can have vegan mayonnaise. That does exist.
Yeah, so hopefully that helped you guys. We bundled those questions together because we felt they were all quite similar.
Yeah, and we feel that people don't actually know how many vegan options there are in the world because they just don't go in the vegan aisle.
Yeah, so when you say, do you miss this, do you miss this? The answer is always no. There is an alternative for everything. You just got to find the one you like.
I still have it, just vegan.
Yeah.
The next question is, do you ever take any supplements? Because B12 is a must.
This is a really good point. What a lot of people don't know is, and I forget the exact fact, but I believe it's 6 in 10 people. I'll put it on screen if I can find it. 6 in 10 people are B12 deficient. That's whether they eat meat or are vegan. The fact is, we already don't get enough B12 in our diets. And the way meat eaters actually get B12 is actually supplemented to the animals they eat. And so for everybody, whether you're vegan or a meat eater, I recommend taking a B12 supplement.
It really does help, and you know, people really don't know this, but cows, pigs, they all take B12 supplements.
Whether it's in the feed or I think it's even injected in some cases.
Yeah.
But do you know where B12 originates from, like how we used to get it?
Soil.
And
water.
Yeah.
And now it's all purified. Like you can't really get
all our vegetables are
with
so
soil. There's no soil. There's no there's no B12 in the water.
So much, so we don't get it anymore. But everybody should take a B12 supplement.
Yeah.
In terms of other supplements, no, because we kind of just eat a varied diet. I mean, everything you need is in plants. So all protein originates from plants. Yeah. So no, we don't take any other supplement. If we were to recommend one, maybe an omega supplement. Yeah. Because we never ate fish. But to be honest, you can get omega from flax seeds if you just want to put flax seeds, and I think there's other sources. There's plenty of other sources. But it's just easier
to take a supplement, so we do take the omega-3, but not the fish one, the vegan one, and then just the B12.
Yeah. So we have an omega supplement which we can take if you know if we want to.
That actually leads on to the next question, which is, where do you get your protein from? It had to be in there, right?
Come on. I've already said it. All protein comes from plants.
Yeah, it does.
It is the source of protein.
When people say, oh, but chicken's so good for protein, well, where do you think that chicken got it? They got it from
the ground.
The ground.
They got it from the plants.
Yeah.
You can get all of your amino acids from every plant in varying proportions. Yeah. Everyone has every protein. So No, we don't struggle for protein.
Please excuse the sun. We are literally like experiencing a very cloudy day today, so the sun's going in and out, so just ignore that.
Yeah, the next question. What we got?
The next question is, what do you eat instead of chicken or sausages or burgers?
Alright, good question. So for chicken, we've been really liking these. These are
so good.
Naked Glory. Tikka
tender
strips, but you can get the roast tender strips.
You can get roast ones. We haven't tried those yet, but these are amazing. Although they already have a flavour, you can spice them with anything you like, just like real chicken, and even the texture is very similar to chicken, isn't it?
We put this in all kinds of things, like, well, we put it in everything. Like, anything we want to replace chicken with, we will put it in. And sausages. Have you ever heard of Richmond?
I'm sure you have.
Richmond vegan sausages. These are £2.20 instead of £2 for the real version.
Yeah,
so 20p more difference.
But they actually do a whole big family pack, don't they?
They do a 16 pack for £3.
That's so much.
So that's actually cheaper than the meat version.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then burgers, I quite like the Richmond burgers actually.
Yeah, and Beyond burgers are a little bit more expensive, but they literally taste so similar to real meat.
And the Corn Ultimate Burger.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Next question.
We can't not mention KFC chicken burger.
Oh, yeah. The KFC chicken burger.
That
one's quite good. So the next question is it hard to get vegan food when you're travelling? That's a good one.
We used to struggle with it quite a lot in certain European countries.
Did we?
But
I don't actually remember ever struggling.
We did, to be fair, we did once in France. And especially Disneyland. They didn't really cater to
Disneyland.
Vegans at all.
That's the only place in the world that I've struggled to get vegan options.
Yeah.
And when I've ordered a vegan meal, I've had mince in the pasta.
Yeah. So that was a little bit bad, but
everywhere else, from Bali to the Caribbean to Iceland.
Even Iceland, even though they're such a big like fish place, they still had vegan options.
Remote Iceland, you could get amazing
vegan
options.
In fact, Finland, Germany, countries like that, they actually have vegan McDonald's options. Like they have a vegan burger. It's amazing.
And look out in McDonald's in the UK, because very soon we're going to be getting a vegan Beyond Meat burger, possibly.
I can't wait. It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Just whilst we're on the subject of that, you can also go to Subway, KFC, you know, everywhere's got a vegan option.
Subway's got my favourite vegan meatballs, the vegan meatball marinara. Yep. Amazing.
So any fast food place will probably have an option. How to eat cupcakes. Step 1, open mouth. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So how to eat cupcakes.
You get vegan ones.
You get vegan ones, yeah. You'll find the vegan ones in the supermarkets, probably in the free from section.
Yeah.
Best milk alternative. Oh, we covered that. Oatly, barista.
Yeah. Do you do cheat days? Oh yeah, but we still just have vegan cheat days.
Yeah.
We don't just have meat cheat days.
Just binge on all the unhealthy vegan food.
Yeah. So that's when the vegan KFC, vegan Subway, that's when all that comes out. Oh, Greg's. Vegan Domino's.
Oh, Domino's.
Domino's have a vegan dip and a vegan pizza.
And Papa John's do a vegan cheese pizza as well.
Yeah.
You can also get steak bakes and sausage rolls from Greg's.
Oh, so good. What a time to be alive when all the vegan options are like flourishing.
Hey, when we first went convenience, that was an argument a few years ago. Yeah. But when we first went vegetarian, we had like we didn't even have a section. It was just corn.
None of these brands, none of this.
Nothing on this table existed
None of this existed yet. So we really turned at a bad time.
Yeah.
But now there's so many different options for like literally every aspect of the meat industry and the dairy industry.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, what is the mantra that keeps you going?
Well, for me, that's an easy one. It's just the animals. You know, I still watch footage, and whenever I look into their eyes, you know, I feel better knowing I'm not contributing to it.
When I see a little, like a video of a pig, like a cute little piglet, I actually end up crying sometimes, don't I? Because I'm just like, people actually eat that. They say that that's bacon, but no, that's like a dog to me.
And the truth is, most animals that you eat that are slaughtered when they're babies.
Yeah.
Like, they don't live anywhere near to their natural lifespan. It's usually a couple of months. Pigs and cows a bit longer. Chickens a very short life.
Yeah. It's so sad. I'm actually getting emotional now just thinking about it.
Who are your favourite vegan YouTubers? So they're very opposite. Joey Carbstrong. Yeah. If you want straight to the point.
Yeah, I love Joey.
Don't watch her. You might not be able to handle
Joey Carbstrong. If you get triggered.
But Earthling Ed, he's a genius.
Yeah, they're both amazing. They have like all the facts. They're so knowledgeable. And they just they don't take any crap, do they?
Which goes on to the next question. How do you go vegan? I'll leave a link in the description by Earthling Ed of how do you go vegan.
Yeah.
And I recommend you check that out.
Yeah.
I understand why you don't eat meat, but why dairy? That's just nonsense. Why don't you eat dairy? That's just nonsense.
Oh.
So I personally think the dairy industry is worse than the meat industry.
It's just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, they still die at the end, so they're still slaughtered, but except, you know...
They're exploited their whole life.
I mean, a mother is, you know, I didn't realise this a long time ago, but a mother is impregnated
over and over again just so that she can produce milk.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think, oh, a cow, they produce milk all their life naturally. No, they really don't.
They don't. They're impregnated.
Just
they have a baby. The baby's taken away. They are,
Yeah.
you know, the milk's taken from them.
The baby doesn't even get to taste the milk of their own mum.
The
How
baby,
sad is that?
Well, if the baby was to taste the milk of their own mum, it's less for the consumers.
Yeah.
So the baby's taken away usually on the first day of life, killed for veal, something like that, if it's a boy.
That is so horrible.
And the argument for eggs, I mean, male chicks are grinded up and macerated on their first day of life.
Yeah. Chickens are like genetically modified that they're so large that they literally, like, their legs break underneath them because they cannot hold their weight anymore.
And free range doesn't exist. 95% of UK chickens, you know, are factory farmed.
Yeah.
90% of pigs are factory farmed in the UK.
When you see a little, I was saying this to Matt the other day, I was driving to my parents' house actually in the countryside, well, through the countryside, and I saw like just a little field of cows and, you know, I thought, people look at that and they think, oh, this is how the cows, they all live like this. It's like, no, that's just one field. How do you expect that one field to feed the whole country? It's not like that at all.
Yeah. And unfortunately,
but it's a beautiful picture they paint.
Red Tractor RSPCA approved is a joke. Like, chickens are in a barn, so it's not called caged, but they're in a barn with no sunlight, no room to walk or move.
They sleep in their feces.
Most of them can't even walk or move.
It's horrible. We've just zoomed in a little bit because the sun is out.
Yeah.
And we have to like only stay in this little bit.
Couple more questions. Very interesting ones, actually. Really good. First of all, is your cat Sky vegan?
No, because she is not meant to be vegan. Sky's
a carnivore, and we're not going to force a vegan diet on a carnivore.
Yeah.
So no, Sky's not vegan. That wouldn't be right.
No, I think a cat can be vegan, but personally I think for the health benefits for their body, it's just not...
Give them what they're naturally made to eat.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think a dog can do very well on a vegan diet though.
Yeah. The next question is, it's not really a question, it's just a statement. It says, vegans should be more aware of human issues globally.
Well, being a vegan means to reduce harm and suffering to animals.
Yeah.
So I get what they're saying. They're saying vegans think they're so good, like...
They should be good in every aspect. They should care about every single thing so deeply.
I mean, I've seen people comment on your videos that you shouldn't support fast fashion because you're vegan.
Yeah.
The two have no correlation.
They have no correlation. I'm not an environmentalist. I'm a vegan. I care about the environment too, but...
I think it's very important when someone does something good in their life to support them.
Yeah.
Like, if someone goes vegan for the environment, don't say to them, but you drive a petrol car. Don't say to them, but you support fast fashion. Like, that's not a nice thing to do. You should support people that are trying to be better.
Yeah.
Because we can't be perfect, but we can do our best.
Exactly. We can't do everything, but we can do something.
Yeah. And you can do more and more as life goes on, but you know, you've got to kind of tackle one thing at a time, I think.
Exactly.
One of the last questions then is vegan food more expensive? And it can be, and it can't be.
It can be. I mean, as we've mentioned, the Galaxy chocolate is like, what, £2.30 or something? I can't remember. But
I think it's more than that, yeah.
It might even be £3. So it's just about shopping smart. Like, I know that...
I mean, for example, you can go buy a steak for £18.
Exactly.
How much rice and beans can you get for that?
Exactly.
I mean, rice and beans is the cheapest food in the supermarket.
When you go into the supermarket, the vegetable and the fruit section is probably the cheapest section. So
that's
where we shop.
Rice, beans, vegetables, that's the cheapest stuff. The meat replacements, I would say, are on par with the cost of meat.
Yeah.
I would say some of the cheeses are a little bit more expensive and some of the milks are a little bit more expensive.
But I think it's... our responsibility to actually support those because we care about the vegan movement. We're supporting those brands because we want them to be more accessible and cheaper.
But remember, one of the reasons why dairy is so cheap is mostly because of government subsidies.
Yeah.
Like, the government keeps the dairy industry in business, essentially.
Exactly. And they don't want these vegan things to be really, really cheap because then everyone will go buy that and not buy the dairy and the meat.
But the more you buy it, the cheaper it will get. And as I said... rice and beans, cheapest things in the supermarkets, lentils, bag of lentils, you know.
All that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, you can do it cheap, you could do it expensive, and meat, you could do it cheap, you could do it expensive.
I think also it's worth mentioning that you can get a lot of Aldi vegan ranges as well now.
Aldi, Lidl.
Yeah, Aldi, Lidl. Actually, I don't know about Lidl. No, Lidl never really has anything.
They say they have things. But go to Aldi. Yeah.
Aldi's better for vegan stuff. They have the whole new vegan range of like microwavable meals. And just, yeah, pizzas, all kinds of stuff, and it's really affordable there.
Yeah, but to finish up, we hope you found a lot of good recommendations in this video.
Yeah.
Again, don't be put off if you try something and you don't like it.
Yeah, just try something else. We didn't find all our favourite, like, cheeses and milks just by trying one and then settling for it.
We had to try a lot. And some recommendations. If you're concerned about health, recommend checking the description now and watching The Game Changers on Netflix.
Yeah.
This
really good.
Basically crushes all the old ideas that you need meat to basically be healthy.
Yeah.
It's a really good documentary. If you're worried about... Oh, also another good one on health is What the Health.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And if you're more into finding out what actually happens to the animals, like in the slaughterhouses, Cowspiracy is a good one. It is a little bit graphic, so if you haven't got the stomach for that, I wouldn't recommend to watch it, but I think it was really important for me to watch that.
Yeah, and we couldn't answer all the questions in this video, but I will link some of Earthling Ed's videos on the dairy industry, because we know we have some questions about environmental impacts and basically how bad the dairy industry is, so have a look at those.
Yeah.
And yeah.
If you have any questions as well, leave them down below. We'll try and answer as many as possible. If there's any of you guys that are wanting to transition or try a vegan lifestyle, we are here to help and support you as well.
Yeah, definitely. But we hope this video is helpful. And we hope after this video that you kind of maybe watch some other videos. Go watch that Game Changers on Netflix. It really is a good documentary.
Yeah.
And also we just watched A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough.
Yeah.
And he advocates for a plant-based diet.
One more thing I need to mention. I'm just gonna like drop a little bomb. Okay. Coronavirus. Just, that's the whole thing.
Don't go there.
That's the whole thing.
SARS.
Yeah.
Swine flu.
All the different pandemics and all the whatever.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much caused by the meat industry, aren't they?
They're always caused by human intervention in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
And the more meat that exists in the world, the closer humans get to animals. And that causes pandemics.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But if you want to research into that, I would definitely do so.
That's a whole different...
That's a whole new avenue, but I think it's important.
I will leave a link by Earthling Ed. He made a very informative video on this.
That's what I was thinking of, yeah. But yeah, that is all for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We always get questions like this on our vlogs and stuff. So yeah.
And we don't feel like on a high horse or anything like that. We do feel amazing. We feel good about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you're right, we're not doing everything for the planet. We're not doing everything for our health. But we are doing everything for the animals.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, no judgment on any of you guys. We were meat eaters too once.
Yeah. So, and yeah, we're just here to help really.
Yeah.
And guide you guys.
Oh no, I forgot one question I really wanted to answer.
What?
Will you raise your kids vegan?
Oh yeah.
Of course I'll raise my kids vegan. I would never force meat or dairy onto my children.
I will let them choose when they're old enough.
When they're old enough, they can choose if they want to contribute to that industry.
Yeah.
But I won't force it on them when they can't understand.
I think it's like rather than opting in, it's like an opting out.
Yeah.
For
my
us.
kids will opt out of the meat and dairy industries, and if they want to opt in when they can understand it, that's up to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for this video then. I think we covered some good points.
We rambled a lot.
I don't know. If you made it this far, then you're a trooper, yeah.
Yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. See you guys. Oh, we got a good office transformation video possibly in the next one.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. See ya.